returning to our agrarian roots. There has been a great deal said about food security in recent years. The goal on this podcast is to shift the focus away from food security and place it on food sovereignty. Food security is defined as physical and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food for an active and healthy life. At first glance, it seems reasonable enough. However, the thing about access is that it is something that has to be granted, and it is something that can be denied. The message we got from our government during the recent government shutdown was loud and clear. We will deny you access to your sustenance-level food benefits when it suits our political objectives. Food security in America is under siege. If you are not growing what food you can grow at this point, you are in denial or not paying attention. Don't get me wrong, this is by no means a woe-is-me pity party. Quite the opposite. We are solutions and opportunity-oriented. We believe that an opportunity to improve our health outcomes and financial standing exists through the personal cultivation and distribution of produce. First, we must take control of the food we eat. The only way to truly do that is to grow it ourselves. We are proponents of community-based agriculture. We believe in food sovereignty. That is what we and this podcast are all about. Food sovereignty is a natural right. It is defined as the right of peoples to define their own food and agriculture systems, focusing on healthy and culturally appropriate food produced through ecologically sound methods. It prioritizes local food systems, small-scale producers, and community control over food, land, water, and resources, contrasting with corporate-controlled industrial agriculture. Key aspects include valuing food providers, localizing food systems, and working with nature to build resilience. Throughout history, food has been used by governments, kings, and corporations as a means of controlling ordinary people. We believe that individuals, families, and communities should take control of the food systems that sustain them. On this podcast, we will explore strategies, plans, and systems that can be implemented to achieve food sovereignty at the individual, family, and community scale. The ultimate objective is to create a network of integrated, community-based food systems that are resilient, sustainable, and environmentally responsible. A democratic republic must be supported by informed, independent citizens. As free-thinking, independent citizens, we must not be subject to the coercion, extortion, and intimidation that can be exerted by those who control the food we eat. Democratic and Republican politicians were willing to leverage the prolonged hunger of the poorest American citizens, SNAP recipients, each party blaming the other. It is within our power to rebuild our democracy from the ground up. Agriculture was the precursor and catalyst for the development of communities that evolved into the social structures that exist today. Democracy is no exception. If we are to rebuild a strong and effective democracy, we must start by reshaping the foundational institution that supports it as a social system: agriculture. We must start from scratch, rebuilding our democracy, reinventing ourselves as a modern agrarian society, creating an updated version of the socio-political environment that was the cradle of American democracy. This reinvented democracy can use community-based food systems to build bridges between communities and cultures, creating a food system that redistributes the wealth of agriculture to working-class people. Creating supply chains that maximize efficiency and incorporate both urban and rural producers through local distribution hubs where agriculture is practiced, taught, promoted, and celebrated. This is a future all Americans can look forward to, But to get there, we must start at the individual level, reclaiming our agricultural heritage and reshaping our culture.